Oops. Hello everybody, wee Paddy from across the shuck, cup of tea in hand. I'm making this video just after I've sharpened my grill knife. So, to see how I went on with that, I put it on the Instagram yesterday. So, what I'm going to do is do my grill knife because I believe I've had it long enough now. And yesterday I reprofiled it and sharpened it, which was petrifying. This, as you all know, is a knife that was given to me. I'll say the word twice, to me by Jeff Jewell, who, if you have not seen his channel, Jeff is one of the nicest and one of the most patient knife sharpeners I've ever come across. He will give you as much information, he will break it down, he will repeat himself because I am thick. And he has led me into another part of this hobby that goes beyond the knife now. Now, Jeff mainly does stones and things like that. I started with Jeff on stones and I've moved on. I'm doing different things at the minute. I know I'll go back to stones, but I'm just having, at the minute I'm using a Lansky and I'm really enjoying it because I'm getting immensely great. The edges are just sticky sharp off a wee Lansky, and I haven't even got the strop yet. I haven't got the sapphire stone. You know, I've lots of stones to get for it that can improve it, but a very cheap system, and I highly recommend it. But it's the knife today, and this has always been my grail. It still is my grail. I haven't changed from it. I haven't wanted to look for another one. I've looked for other knives, but I have nothing that I can say is my other grail. Probably my next grail will be one of these with C20, or is it CV20 or CV20 steel, that new super steel. That's probably, you know, along the line somewhere, I'll maybe aim for that. But this has absolutely just, it has been everything I wanted it to be, everything I thought it would be. And that's really unusual in my life. I don't know what you like. Normally I get something, and once I get it, after a couple of days, it just becomes whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing over special about it after about 2 days. There's nothing. Now, I put the, I know they call this and I'm sorry for this word, but they call this the penis clip. I don't know why. I think it's a beautiful clip. It's the split arrow clip that I would call it, and that's what it looks like to me. I really, really like it, and I think it sets off the knife. Benchmade. Now, I live in Northern Ireland, and here's another reason that I'm learning why companies like Benchmade have got the reputation they've got. Well, one, the knife was absolutely perfect. It was perfectly in line, everything about it. I sent them an email and I said, look, I'm from Northern Ireland. I've just got a new Benchmade. Could you please send me this clip and a deep pocket clip? I will pay for it, whatever it is, by PayPal. Just please email me back and we'll sort that out. Within 2 days, they contacted me and said, dear Steve and Mr. Anderson, it's we are now processing your order. We'll send out to you, no charge. Now, that is just lovely, because I told them it was a knife that had been given to me. It was second-hand, so they knew it wasn't a brand new knife that I'd bought. I said it was a present. I was very honest. So to me, that is customer service at its best. And within a couple of weeks, I had the 2 clips. I didn't like the deep carry. To me, it took away from the attraction of the knife. This enhanced it, so this is staying on it. The blade shape is just, to me, this is the perfect blade shape. Now, it may not be perfect as a slicer, it may not be perfect at other things, but to me, looks-wise, aesthetically, this is just the business. It looks lovely, the handle is lovely. It weighs next to nothing. In fact, it weighs 2.88 ounces or 81 grams. How cool is that? And for a knife that is, I've got a blade length of 7 3/4, 19.7 centimeters. Sorry, that's the length of the knife. The blade length is 3 3/8 on a little knife that's 2.88 ounces. That is amazing. The handle length is, oh gosh, where have I put it? I haven't put it, doesn't really matter. So it'll be it'll be about 12 centimeters. I don't know, somewhere, I have no idea. But it is 3 3/8 is a big blade for such a small, slim, narrow knife. And I want to bring some other knives in just to put against it, to let you see just how small it is. But this is a full working knife. This is my little Rat 2 D2, the R2D2. And look at that. There's not much difference in size. There is a big difference, you know, in blade. In just the thickness is even quite similar. I hope that's coming across. The thickness is quite similar. But, you know, this weighs, you know, nearly as much as it. But that's what I call, I just, the Axis lock, I'd had the Ganzo ones, I'd had, and they were good, and some other knives have had Axis locks on them. They were good. They're not as good as this. This is just, it's just effortless. And I just love doing it. I don't have to flick it out hard, but I only have to just touch it with my hand, and you'd swear it was assisted. Just the profile in the pocket is amazing. It comes with S30V steel. Now, I'm going to have to speak to Jeff after this. I constantly strop my knives. At night time, if I've used it, just cutting up cardboard, even paper, if I've just footed with it, I always give them a quick strop, and sometimes it's not a quick strop. But I was doing it last night, and a couple of chips came in the blade, as if they, right on the edge of the knife, they just fell off. I've never had that before with anything, never mind this. So I know people have said in the past S30V's chippy. It's also blooming good, I might add. I've never had, this is a real work steel. But I don't know whether it's maybe overstropping will take the sharp edge off it. If you keep bringing that edge to a point, eventually it will just pop off. Much like a burr would, I think. So I've maybe learned a lesson that I don't need to sharp this as often. But I used to strop with the Ganzos and all, because they needed to be stropped at the end of the night. If you do any work with them with a cheaper blade and cheaper blade steel, you do need to strop it nearly every night to get it ready for the next day. So maybe that's the case. I'll ask Jeff. He'll have the answer. He has all my answers. So it's thumb studs, and it's either end. It's either or. You can swap the clip onto either side. So it's a completely ambidextrous knife. And that is another thing. This is a knife for everybody. And there's not too many knives can say that now. This is completely ambidextrous because you've got two pullbacks, two thumbs, and you can swap the clip over. So, I mean, it really is just the bee's knees. I love this aluminium and green, and I've never really been a green person. So, but I have to say now, since I've got this, I've got the Rat, and I've got other things in green, but the aluminium, there's like a powdery coating. Now, there's no powder on it, but it feels like that. It feels like a coat. I like it. It's not slippy. The ergonomics on it are that, so it'll never move from my hand. Never when I'm cutting. It's perfect. And I can sneak up and work with it. The blade tip, look at the blade tip. If I put my hand, let's see, is that a bit better? Look how strong and solid that is. The blade itself starts out thick, dips with a swedge, and then comes back out, thickens, and goes down to the point, and gives you a really good, you know, if you're going to do a fireboard and you wanted to do the hole to get your divot started, perfect. So you can even take this out and use it in the woods. You know, it is so, to me, it hasn't really got this knife is brilliant at doing that. This knife is brilliant at being a lovely action, a lovely looking, a lovely carry knife, but I haven't found anything that it does brilliantly. Now, as a stabber, it's good because it's got a thick blade steel. As a blade itself, it's a cutter. It's not a slicer. Not a great slicer, but it does everything I need to do. Do you want to know what this is brilliant at? That blew my mind. Flory baps. I don't know what you call them. Bread, big bread baps that you would put ham, cheese and pickle in. See, slicing them big soft baps. This is better than my bread knife at doing that. And if you haven't tried it and you've got one, try it. It's amazing. So it's one of those, it's an all-round knife, I would say. As an EDC knife, this to me is the perfect EDC knife. I have other knives that can slice if I really want to slice properly. But this is my EDC and I love it. Now, I'll do a couple of wee comparisons. I'll put this here and I'm going to do a couple of comparisons. This was my old favourite knife and this was the big Ganzo. Look at the size of that compared to it. And people used to say that these were, you know, alike. They do look a bit similar. But when you put them beside each other, they're just a completely different knife. Do you know what I mean? This is a very basic outline of what this is, but it's not the same as. It has got the basics. There's no doubt about it, and I'm not going to try and change that. This was a lovely knife to have as a part of my collection, and this will probably never go anywhere because I loved it for so long. Here's the little Rat 2 again. I'll put this down in front of it so the perspective is a bit different. You can see that. If I put that in front of it, there you go. Oh, come back a bit. So it is such a small knife for such a big blade. Oh, why am I taking it? Yeah, let's take that away. Rat 2, lovely wee knife too. And here's my other gem. This is my most expensive knife that I've bought. And this is the Bug Out. Now, the Bug Out is a bit smaller. I'll put that in the front of it and let you see that perspective. Now, the one thing with the Bug Out, its blade length is very nearly exact. Well, it's a wee bit shorter, but they're both not too far away from each other. Again, if I put one on top of the other, you'll see, you'll see just where they are. That's it there. It is a wee bit shorter, maybe a half an inch to an inch shorter. But both amazing knives. We were talking about slicing. If I want slicing, this is what I use for slicing. Full flat ground, very thin, lovely blade for slicing. But this is it. I couldn't recommend this enough. I know everybody said it, and that's why I didn't go through all the measurements. Everybody has said it, but I wanted to say it because it's been my grail. I've now got my grail. And to be honest, I am 100% satisfied. I don't have a want anymore. I want more knives because I love knives and I love different varieties of knives. But this, let me tell you, I've got other knives in my collection that are M390. I have the Bug Out there. To me, they're brilliant knives. Absolutely brilliant. And more expensive, probably, you know, well, some of them are more expensive than this. But this is the one. When I have this in my pocket, I feel content. I feel as if there's nothing that this won't do that I'll ever need it to do. This will be my old man's knife. This and my GEC, whenever I get one, will be my old man carry. I love it. So, thank you so much for watching. I know it's an old knife, but it's so new to me. And, absolutely highly recommended. Jeff Jewell, you'll always be very, very, very averagely held in my sorry, Jeff. Jeff's wife she'll be giving me daggers on Instagram tomorrow. Jeff, thank you so much to you and your good lady, because I know it comes as a family package, and you made my knife community so much better. So thank you very much indeed. And to everybody else that has given me something. There's no difference. A gift is a gift. Do you know what I mean? Thank you so much to everybody who's helped the channel along. I'm feeling very, very excited for the future. There's a few newy things I've started that seems to be taking off. And I'm going to give a plug here. Slicey Dicey and Stasa and Zelric done a podcast last night for the first time, about an hour and 44 minutes long, and I went in as if it was 15. It was great. I highly recommend it. They've got it up on YouTube, and there's a link to it. if you're lying in bed at night or in your car, a great listen. It's not a highly technical one, which pleases me because I'm not highly technical, but they have good conversations, good wee bit of bickering and banter. I loved it. I'm really, really looking forward to the next one. They're going to have tests and guest appearances when one of them can't turn up or it's a wrong, whatever. So I highly recommend it. Watched it last night. Great, great, great addition to the community. So there we go. That's it. All done. Love this knife. Go out and buy one if you haven't got one, if you've got the money, because it is dear. And that's the only thing. It is dear. But if you haven't, it's worth waiting for because it's beautiful. Now, Paddy's away to finish his wee cup of tea. And I'll see you soon. Bye.